Yeah. Huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees are Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right, shout out to the fam. Big ups to the fam, and like I've been saying for some time now, welcome. You know, I rock the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. What's poppin', fam? How y'all doing? In the stream today, much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all chiming in on this episode of the Coma Friday edition. The Saints Titan preview will be going down. And of course, this weekend we have some very interesting football that'll be played. We watched a really good Thursday night football game. Detroit got that work out of Kansas City. We knew Kansas City was dealing with some stuff. They wasn't 100%, but it don't matter. You know, you got to play. You got to figure out a way to win. This is an unforgiving business. It's a results-driven business. It's similar to life. You gotta perform even when you're missing some of your key guys. You must find a way to get the dub. So shout out to Detroit, man. They made it pop. You know, Coach Campbell is one of our favorite coaches. He's out there doing it. He's taken the culture that is Detroit, which was no disrespect to the Detroit family members, but that was a big time joke time culture that they've been going on for years. And finally, you know, it's just very interesting to see just how that all, you know, that's going to play out. And we'll see that Detroit team a little later on. So shout out to the fam. I appreciate y'all being in the stream. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We're going to have a guest chiming in momentarily, you know, for the show, covering, talking about the black and gold right now. He's currently having technical difficulties, but that's all right. We're going to keep it popping and snapping anyway, and we'll get him in there a little later after we get this going on. But we're going to start off by giving a shout out to the entire Who Dat Nation and everybody involved. Shout out to you guys. Brandon, what's up, Barbara? Good to see you in there, Queen. Brother Roberts in this thing. Shout out to you. OG's in the building. Much love. Kevin, I see you, fam. Appreciate you, Brother Greg. Farouk. Brother Brandon and the rest of the fam. What's up, Kay? Shout out to my queens out there. Ramsey, shout out to you, fam. Good to see you in the chat as well. All right. Big ups to everybody, man. Who Dat Nation? What's up, fam? Appreciate you. What's up, Verlin, man? Where the hell you been, bro? Shout out to my people's Verlin, man. Thank you, Gene. Appreciate you, Gene, for your support. Much love, fam. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the love. Jamaica, shout out to you, Queen. What's up, Black Preacher, man? Shout out to you, fam. Appreciate you. All right. Shout out to my boy Verlin, man. He in the building. It must be football time, man. It must be football time because Verlin is saying he in the chat. It's football time. That's how I know what time it is. Who Dat Nation says, Q, I couldn't get my fantasy team. I couldn't get in. Yeah, bro, it's all right, man. I think I'm going to have to look at the rules and see. I think they kick you out. I'm going to have to look at it, man, because I kind of got it going a little later than what I wanted to do. I really wanted to start that thing a lot earlier than what I did. And I was just so busy doing several other little projects, man, that I just kind of snuck up on me. So maybe we could kind of I don't know how it's going to work, man. I'm going to have to figure it out. Files Papers, Get Lawyer says Jalen Smith need to be the backup on the roster. Shout out to the fam. All right, Jamaica, good to see you in there. What's up, Be Kind? It's football time. Be Kind's in this thing. All right. Yeah, Ricky. Okay, Ricky, shout out to you, fam. I hear you, bro. I hear you, man. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. All right, so shout out to the fam, man. Let me keep it going and popping. Let me see if I can make some stuff pop and shake right now. Well, the fam, give me just a second, fam. I'm messaging the guest right now. He having technical difficulties. Hold on, let me see if I can kind of help the man out with something. He needs a link to the stream. All right. So anyway, with that being said, let me get on into it, man. Fam, we heard that Dennis Allen interview popping up. We have him and Coach Woods. We're going to start by playing those interviews. We're going to get these wrinkles ironed out right quick, because the truth of the matter is, fam, we got a very interesting contest against the Tennessee Titans. Nobody need to be overlooking the Titans. The Titans are a solid team, man. What's up, brother B15? Shout out to you, fam. Appreciate you. They're a solid team. Now, last year they had some issues, just like we had some issues. Tannehill is there. You got D-Hop. He's there. Treylon Burks was one of my a guy that I scouted coming out of college a couple years ago. He's a good wide receiver that we need to kind of look at. They got some people. Derrick Henry. Now, we never played Derrick Henry. He was always out when we played him, but he's healthy. They also have our guy from down here, Spears. So we're looking and saying, yeah, this team could be very interesting, and they're a very solid coach team, there. So we're gonna get some game on them. But before we get going, y'all hit the like button for me, hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribing, and feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Let's start it off with Dennis Allen, man. Him talking about the Tennessee Titans. Here we go.
We're excited about getting out to the Dome and getting a chance to play a regular season game. We got a hell of an opponent coming in here, but we're excited about it, and hopefully our crowd's going to be excited about it too, and it'll be a raucous environment in the Dome on Sunday.
Speaking of that, how important is it for you all to get that Dome field advantage?
Look, I think it's important. I think it's really important, and I think I've been around here a long time and played a lot of big games in the Dome, and I know what it sounds like when we're playing good football. And so I think that's our responsibility to make sure that the Dome's rocking, and it'll be rocking if we play the type of football that we're capable of playing.
How big of an advantage can that be? I mean, how does that manifest itself in a game?
Well, look, when you're playing a home game, really, it really boils down to primarily, I think, our ability on defense to play really good defense. I think the crowd noise, it can be challenging defensively, but I think it's really a challenge for the offense when it's really loud in the Dome. It makes it much more difficult for those guys to be able to communicate. So it's a big part of what we do, and it's a big help to us when we get the crowd going.
Dennis, can you go into the conversation you and Mike Rabel had about honoring Steve Gleason and Tim Shaw this week?
Yeah, look, I think not too long after the schedule came out, Mike reached out to me and kind of proposed the idea to me. Thought it would be a good idea. I was all on board as soon as he said it, and went down and visited with Mickey for a little bit, and he was on board with it, and so we kind of went from there. I think it's a great tribute to two guys that meant a lot to and mean a lot to both programs, and it's just a way for us to try to help with that cause. And obviously it's a terrible disease, and I've known several people that have had it, and I think their courage, both of these guys, and what they've done to support that cause and raise awareness and raise money to try to help in that has been awesome. And so I think it's just a small way for us, both teams, to pay tribute to a couple of guys that mean a lot.
I feel like our D-line's built for that. We're big up front. I think we're strong, but it's definitely going to be a game. It's going to be one in the trenches.
Do you think Colin Saunders and Nathan Shepard's experience playing for the Chiefs playing against the Titans helps in any way?
You would hope so, just because their offense has kind of stayed the same over the years, so you know what you're going to expect. So they're fully aware they're going to face a lot of double teams. Obviously we're going to do something. We're going to do some things to try to help them in the run game, but I think that experience will definitely help.
So you saw Derrick Henry, I guess, a few years back, right?
Yes,
What
I
did you
did.
kind of remember about that game and just what kind of stands out about him?
That he's big, and he's physical. The thing with him is that if you do everything right, you control your gap, you get off blocks, you still got to tackle. And that's what makes it hard. He's a big man, but you have to have a plan in terms of how you're going to tackle. And you really want to try to make him run east and west so he's not running downhill at you. But he's very big, he's very strong. And it's definitely, we're going to have our hands full.
Not just Derrick Henry, but what are the unique challenges of having to also prepare for Tajay Spears as well and some of their different running styles?
There's going to be adjustments we're going to have to make during the game. I know the coordinator was there before, as a pass game coordinator, but there's going to be some wrinkles. But they definitely have the 1-2 punch. Got a chance to watch him in the preseason. He has very good balance and body control, good vision, and he's also a threat out of the backfield. So you see that as well. But again, we're going to have to adjust based on what they do and how they try to use him.
What are some of the challenges that are presented when you have to prepare for a Derrick Henry level run game and a DeAndre Hopkins level passing game?
You tell me. I didn't sleep very well last night. No, I think that's what they want to do. They want to make you play defense, stop the run, and then take advantage of one-on-ones, through the play-action game. He's new. I know that the coordinator's familiar with him, but there's going to be an adjustment process in terms of where they're lining them up, how they're going to try to use them in different formations. So during the course of the game, we're going to have to figure that out.
So what did Alontae Taylor show you guys in camp to make you comfortable with him in the slot there?
Through the course of my career, I've always trained multiple guys to play in the slot. I think the more versatility you have, the better off you are as a player. And he's very confident. He has quick trigger. I like his aggressiveness. And there's mistakes he's going to make, but I think each week he's going to continue to get better because of his mindset.
And he was saying it's kind of a similar thing. It's like he knows he's going to have like a little bit of a learning curve there.
Yeah.
So is that like something you'll have to live with, just knowing that the ceiling is there?
Yeah, it's natural. When you play corner, you play outside, you're used to having this sideline. When you're in the slot, you get room here, room in front of you, room behind you. So it's an adjustment, it's a feel thing. And it's just something that you get better at with reps.
Oh, man, that's Coach Woods, defensive coordinator, Coach Woods, man. Breaking the game down, man, and that was a good way how he basically explained the, playing outside versus playing inside the cornerback position. Does that, man. So it's going to be interesting. Shout out to my guy, Kai. Happy birthday to Kai, the great, 39 years old today, 39 years young. Shout out to you, Kai. Appreciate you as well. Let's move into the stream, man. Let's welcome on our guest right here, and he has his own YouTube channel, Mr. Titan Show. It's a diehard Tennessee Titan, man, true. And he loves his Titan, about them Titans and his keys to victory. So, Mr. Titan, welcome on in, my friend. Welcome to the coma. How you doing today, sir?
What's up, man? Nice to meet you, and appreciate you having me on this morning.
All right, shout out to you, my man. Let's get to talking about them there Titans, man. You heard what Coach Woods was saying about stopping that battering ram known as Derrick Henry.
Yes, sir.
That is a big and difficult person to tackle, especially when he gets north and south. I think a part of the stratagem is to employ gang tackling as much as possible, but he is healthy and he is ready. So to kind of break it down, because I know Mike Vrabel's been with you for 6 seasons, I think it is now. Kind of explain to the family members about Vrabel's philosophy and how he intends to use Derrick Henry in this matchup, if you please.
Well, he's a coach's player, right? He expects any player to step in there and do what they need to do. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're first string, second string, third string. It doesn't matter. He's expecting, if he's putting you in the game, to perform as well as possible. With Derrick Henry, I think your key, you guys. We're going to obviously use him in the run game, right? That we're gonna, depending on how it opens up and how the offensive line is. Again, this is a very new offensive line, very young. So that's, I believe, one of the key weaknesses that Tennessee Titans have is that the offensive line. Yeah, we have D-Hop, and yeah, we have Derrick Henry, but it doesn't work if the offensive line doesn't block for either player. So the most important thing to stop Derrick Henry, which I believe the Bengals did pretty good last year, was basically you can't let him get going. Basically, you can't let him get that second step in. Once he gets that second step in, he has enough force, he has enough power, where if you can stop him early, maybe get one guy where before him doing that step, that second, then you should be good, and it's happened before where he's been stuffed a couple times. And again, he's not the easiest person to tackle. I understand that. And game planning for him is, exactly what the Titans are going to give you. I mean, I believe, that's what your coach said, which is true. You know what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to, sometimes do play action once, the run game opens up. The problem is the run game going to open up? And we have to see with the offensive line. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. We want to see how it all plays, but the focus, like when you talk about Who Dat Nation, we see the Tennessee Titans. We don't see them regularly, but we do understand you guys picked up a lot of good pieces. I mean, Tannehill's a guy we know been paying attention to the Titans, well-coached team. Vrabel's a smart coach. Yeah. You look at how the Titans are built. Y'all guys added DeAndre Hopkins to the mix. Treylon Burks is there. You drafted Tajay Spears. So in terms of that, and what is the philosophy in terms of, because I know is it fair to say Vrabel, you heard what Coach Wood say, that it's a ground and pound type situation, but it kind of seemed like you guys are trying to open it up and being more balanced, correct?
Yeah, with our new offensive coordinator, Tim Kelly, that seemed like the philosophy right now is to kind of open up and have more passing in, the Tennessee Titans book. Most of the time, a lot of people know that the Tennessee Titans are kind of old school when it comes to running the ball. Smash mouth football. That's what they're about. But hopefully, like last year, as Todd Downing was, our offensive coordinator, we're very everyone knew what we were throwing at them. Everyone knew exactly what was happening. We ran the ball first down, ran the ball second down, and then third down we tried to throw the ball. So I think that hopefully opens up a lot more doors for this new offensive coordinator. And like I said, trying to get this passing game going. Again, we have D-Hop, we have Treylon Burks. I think Treylon Burks is the one that will probably get the most benefit of D-Hop, of them covering D-Hop or putting two men on D-Hop, just because, again, it's D-Hop, and, right. And he's a threat. So I think that will leave openings, hopefully one-on-one for Treylon Burks to hopefully, take advantage of. I mean, it's the only thing we can hope for, man.
Yeah, I got the 2022 NFL rankings on the board, and record-wise, we all mirrored pretty much the same. I see where the defense was in terms of stopping the run last year. You guys were the best in the NFL. 77, rounded up 77 yards per game you allowed, but the secondary was the worst. So you had the best rush defense and the worst secondary in the NFL. Talk to me about that. What is the philosophy in changing that? Y'all guys have Big Simmons there. I think he's the best one. I know Denico Autry's there. Landry, I don't know if Landry's available. I think I'm gonna look at the injury report and see. Do you think
he was questionable? So he was questionable for for Sunday's game, which is a big hit. Again, he is coming off an injury from last year, so he'd been practicing. Which the crazy thing was, he was practicing all last week, and then the question, he was questionable the last 2 days. So we'll see. With him, but the defensive front is nice. It's just that, are we going to get beat throwing the ball? The deep ball has caused the Tennessee Titans a little bit of an issue. I know we have Kevin Byard, we have Armani Hooker, Christian Fulton's back. Again, we were plagued a lot with injuries as well. back and forth, especially with corners and safeties. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell, man.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, man. At the end of the day, man, I tried to make sure that I did a little scouting on this team because I remember looking around at the team, and I said, yeah, the secondary. I see you added Sean Murphy Bunting, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, to the mixture to try to improve the secondary there. But in the end, man, the way I see it is the key to kind of, I don't know, I guess getting the W against the Tennessee Titans is we're going to have to some kind of way find a way to neutralize the rushing attack because I think everything flies through Derrick Henry. I don't yet know how they'll employ Tajay Spears, but he's going to be he's a great complement to a battering ram guy like him. He's like a space back, move around, really excellent receiver out the backfield. He's from down here, so we're very familiar with his skill set. He's terrific. Okay. You guys going to love him up there, man. As long as you shoot him the correct way, he's very versatile. Y'all going to love him there.
Yeah, it seems like he's a nice, 1-2 punch, complimenting Derrick Henry, and he also can catch the ball from the backfield, which we tried a couple of years ago. Got a player named Dion Lewis from the Patriots, and we tried to kind of use him in the same scheme, small, shorter, smaller, faster back. But again, the play calling was you could tell it from a mile away. I mean, he would only come in on third down, and third downs usually it was a screen pass to Dion Lewis, and it didn't go anywhere. So it was just very predictable on the play calling. So I liked what we saw from Tajay Spears in the in preseason. So hopefully he can shine, and I think it's a good pickup. At first, we were all worried about the injury report and the ACL, but he looks like a hell of a player.
Yeah, he is. Y'all guys, y'all did a hell of a thing with him. I also realized y'all did get Will Levis in terms of a future move for the team. Y'all not all bought in on Ryan Tannehill. A lot of people were looking at that. I was like, Levis is that. It means Tannehill's time is short. But at least for right now, they're going to see what he can do, what y'all built, in my opinion. But let's kind of get into it. Talk to me about the keys to victory to the Titans. I know you guys have some players that we don't quite know that can be diamond in the rough type players. Kind of talk to me about some of those players you think that can have a positive impact for you guys in the matchup.
Well, looking at both sides of the ball, I think obviously you have, Derrick Henry. It's obviously going to be a playmaker, but Westbrook-Ikhine, which would be our third wide receiver. Like I said, D-Hop draws a lot of attention. You could have these sneak players that a lot of people wouldn't, pay too much attention to. So he's the third wide receiver. Last year, he was one of our very highest receiving yards, touchdown rookie. And again, our wide receiver core was hurt, banged up all year last year. So it was kind of hard to be having him consistent, but he was the guy to go to. Yeah. And as of right now, he's not a player that's gonna, break out and 3 touchdowns and 150 yards. But then you add D-Hop in the mix, and it kind of takes off that pressure off him, off Treylon Burks. So that's something to look forward to. On defense, it really depends. Danico Autry is really, really, really underrated. A lot of people don't really give him too much, but you're gonna have to double Jeffrey Simmons, because if not, he's gonna be coming after you. What does that do when they double up Jeffrey Simmons? Kind of leaves other opportunities for other players to make some noise. You got Adrian Key that we signed. I think he'll be a nice little addition. We could see some, blitz packages depending on how we do. But the problem is, I said it in my breakdown video, is that the Tennessee Titans, unfortunately, the beginning of the season, they struggle. We're not good in home first games at all. Lost last year to the Giants. Lost the year before to Arizona Cardinals. And it kind of trickles down like that. They are a slow they are slow at getting started. Usually they start getting hot maybe midway through the half of the season. But in the beginning, it's usually not good. And for some reason, Derek Carr, where depends on how you feel on him. I mean, I like him as a quarterback. Some people don't, but Derek Carr has had success over the Tennessee Titans, so that's something I think you guys can exploit. And I think it comes down to, at the end of the day, it comes down to head coaching for both of these teams. Who has the most knowledge? I think so. We'll see what happens, man.
Well, that's I mean, we at the Who Dat Nation, man. Listen, we're a strong bunch, similar to the Tennessee Titan family members. What's interesting is Dennis Allen's here. He hadn't really done anything in terms of winning as a head coach yet. What happened with the Raiders. First year here with the Saints, last year, 7-10. We had a lot of stuff going on, some personnel decisions that wasn't agreeable. We had some injuries that mount up in that and end up 7-10. So this year, $150 million spent on Mr. Carr, who we're looking at currently. He's a big key to everything that's going to happen for the New Orleans Saints. He's a big key. We have a lot of skill on the offense, and much like yourself, you said the offensive line for the Tennessee Titans is a point of concern. Is that accurate, Mr. Titan?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, we could kind of share that to a degree, because we could talk about really both lines, because the Saints defensive line, I'm going to get back to the offense momentarily, but the defensive line had to retool everything. I mean, we had David Onyemata and Shai Tuttle and Kentavious Street. Those guys were there last year. They're gone. They're up out of here. So the Saints have a new core with Brian Bresee from Clemson. We have added Kalen Saunders from the Chiefs. We also had Big Nate Shepard. Now the problem is we have to figure out how that looks, because the Saints rush attack or rush defense last year was not very good. It was pretty bad, actually. I mean, I got the statistics we can kind of share right here, and it can show you that the Saints. Let me see if I can show where it is. The Saints rush defense last year allowed 100, and see, I think about it, I dial it back. Like I was saying, 120 plus yards in essence. Statistics have the Saints giving up 130 and a half. Man, that's ridiculous for a 24th ranked rush defense last year, which means why, they made so many changes interiorly speaking. So you guys present a very big test for one of the weakest, units last year. And one of the biggest question marks that we have is, can our defense return to form with that rush attack? And Derrick Henry comes here, and he is a major test for us to figure that out. Tajay Spears adds that as well. As far as our offensive line goes, we do have a solid line. Now, Andrews Pete, who's our starting guard, is not starting. He's dealing with some injuries, and they have Big James Hurst there. So Hurst starting inside there. Trevor Penning is our left tackle. He was a rookie last year, started in one game, so we have some questions about. We know he has the skill, but he just needs the reps to continue to improve. Our best offensive lineman, in my opinion, is Ryan Ramczyk, who plays the right tackle position. Ram, to me, has been dealing with nagging injuries. He has not looked the same that he had in his 4 years before he got money, and we really need him to step his game up in return. So Ruiz, our other guard, has improved. Now I think we got one of the top centers in the NFL in Eric McCoy. With that being said, we do have continuity there, but that's the key. We got to be able to deal with you guys. And you talking about Big Simmons and Autry and those guys. And what's the guy, the big nose tackle inside? What's his name? That big old nose tackle y'all got, Tart?
Yeah, we call him Pop Tart. Yeah, he's again. Man, he makes some noise again. He's a hell of a player, and I guess they all feed off each other. So if Jeffrey Simmons is having a game, again, Pop Tart is going to be right in there. So he's a hell of a player. So I like him a lot.
Yeah. Those three, man. When you run it, and y'all guys base defense of 34, is that accurate?
Yeah.
Mr. Titan, y'all run a 34. How often do y'all run play?
Most of the time, yeah. It's usually we hardly blitz. We're not good. We don't do any blitzes. On occasions, we'll use a blitz, and we'll use Elijah Molden sometimes. Just really, it's rare. Doesn't happen too often. I wish we would blitz more, but hey, it's the way it is.
Yeah, Elijah Molden is the son of one of the Saints' former players, Alex Molden. He was a former first-round draft pick for us, and Alex Molden was a very interesting player. We picked him first. I'm just going to keep it on the positive side. But Elijah already is better than Alex Molden. Let's just keep it real right now. He already better than him. All right, so anyway, outside of that, I know with the 3-4, usually when you run a 3-4, I know that those front three guys are big, nasty guys. Yeah. But what about them linebackers, Mr. Titan? Talk to me about those linebackers, man, because usually when you're doing that 3-4, those linebackers, they have the propensity to cover, dropping those passing lanes or blitz, depending how the Tennessee Titans defensive coordinator sees them. So talk to me about those linebackers. You have any specialty players or somebody out there that you really like in terms of the linebacker core?
We have a second year, Monty Rice and Azeed. Azeed, man, coming from the 49ers.
Right.
He showed, I guess, with Mike Rabel and whatever he showed him in that practice. I mean, he made him one of the captains. And again, this is his very first year with the Tennessee Titans. Obviously, has ties to the 49ers. Obviously, Rand Carthon, our GM over the GM. So the fact that Mike Rabel would appoint this guy as a captain for the defensive side of the ball, it seems like he likes him a lot. And I'm excited to see what he does. And I've seen his game, obviously, in the 49ers. So I'm excited for him. And Monty Rice is a nice little addition as well, man. So those two guys right there, you got to look out for.
Okay, that's pretty cool. For the family members listening, man, we got Mr. Titan chiming in, man, representing the Tennessee Titans family members, man. Yeah, much love to the Titans family. And this is, like I said, this is going to be a very interesting game to start off with, to test a lot of questions, to start the season off against a really good opponent that has a lot of skill. Derrick Henry, Tajay, like we can talk about all those guys. So let's get into keys to victory for the Tennessee Titans, Mr. Titan. What is the keys to victory from your perspective? And then, of course, if you'd be so kindly, give me a score after the fact of how you think the game ends.
I'll give you the keys to victory for the Titans, and I'll give you the keys to victories for the Saints, man. I'll tell you guys what you guys need to do. So the Titans, they need to. It's pretty nice and simple for the Titans. Keep the ball in Derrick Henry's hands. Run the clock, time possession, and make sure that Derek Carr sees the field not too long. That's it. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's going to be for the Tennessee Titans. It's never a blowout or anything like that. It's usually a grimy game. They're a top physical team, and they like to run the ball a lot. So unless, like I said, unless the offensive coordinator does something else where you see more passing, which I hope so, but usually for the most part it's smash mouth football. And once we get the run game going, just be careful of the play action pass, which will happen once in a while. But I think for the Saints to beat the Tennessee Titans, I mean, they just got to slow down Derrick Henry. If you could stop the run and try to have Ryan Tannehill beat them with his arm, you guys have a chance. Unless Ryan Tannehill, unfortunately, hasn't proven in the playoffs, in my opinion, to beat teams with his arms. If he doesn't have Derrick Henry, he kind of crumbles. So I think that's something the Saints need to definitely attack, is block up Derrick Henry, make sure the run game doesn't start, and then try to have Ryan Tannehill beat him with his arm.
Let's talk about that. And because that's the one person I really didn't delve into is Ryan Tannehill. What is the thought process on Tannehill? Because you drafted Will Levis with the first round draft pick. Isn't Tannehill on the final deal of his contract?
Yeah.
Tannehill's on motions? Are they just going through the motions with Tannehill until Will Levis gets until he gets up to speed on the playbook? Is that what's going on here?
So basically, they're going through his last year of his contract is this year. He's 30. I think he's like going to be 37 or 38.
Okay.
They have Malik Willis, and then they have Will Levis. So that's kind of like the competition they got on kind of grooming, these players. Obviously, Malik Willis wasn't going to be a day one starter. He was going to be like a fixer upper. He was going to need some time. He's made some progression, saw in preseason, but still makes some mistakes. Still needs some more grooming. Will Levis, I think in the second preseason game, pulled something and got hurt. So we didn't see too much of him on the preseason, unfortunately. So they're keeping those two guys. I think they're gonna, let them battle it out and see who is going to be the starter for next year. So
yeah, that's very interesting when I seen them do that. And of course, yeah, you're right. I forgot to mention Malik Willis is there.
Yep.
And then you bring Will Levis in. So, yeah, competition ensues with Tannehill on the outside. I was like, okay, cool. They about to march him out of here. Only one problem is Tannehill's, if he step up and it's really I guess I ain't going to say a crapshoot because he's had success before. But I guess the mentality, you're a lame duck quarterback. I guess he can try to see what he can do there. But, you look at his statistics from last year, over 2,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not really blowing, they're not really door blowing out statistics. You see what I'm saying? So just interesting with Tannehill, man. Something, but my spidey sense, man. With Tannehill, man, I don't know. I'm it's saying don't overlook that guy, man. Look,
Well, look what happened when he had, AJ Brown, a top receiver, and Derrick Henry. He was disgusting. He was good. It was really good. Really, really, really good. But last year, again, that wide receiver core was terrible. I mean, he was throwing to, third string, fourth string wide receivers, and so it's kind of like it's like back and forth. It's like 50-50. Like I kind of understand why his numbers were so bad because the players he was throwing to, but at the same time, I'm more of a show me like, hey, playoffs comes. I need to see what you got. And there's been times in the playoffs where he's kind of pissed to bed. He's kind of just disappeared. If they shut down Derrick Henry, he can't take. I believe he's an average quarterback. I believe he can get you, 10, 11 wins in a regular season. But again, playoffs is where I think it counts the most. And his playoff record isn't the greatest in his stats. So that's my position on Tannehill.
That sounds about accurate, man, because that's what I kind of felt. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I could see they were a team in transition in terms of the quarterback, having Willis there and then taking Will Levis there. It's like, yeah, that they going into the future with the guy.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, unless he puts up some great numbers, then you know what? I wouldn't mind keeping him for another year or whatever. But you got to show me. You got to show me in playoffs, especially in playoffs. You can't turtle up and not perform, especially because unless you want to be like Dak Prescott and do great in the regular season, and then get bounced out the first game of the season. That doesn't work like that.
Nah, that he's been given that stigma, man. He has to. Only way to get rid of it, you got to win. You got to win.
You got to show me.
Got to show. That's right. We use that all the time here. We always talk about They do it. They talk a lot of talk, man. We got a song here. It's an old school song by an R&B artist named Glenn Jones that we hit the button on and the guy starts singing and people just love it, man. So,
there you go.
So, true. But look, Mr. Titan, man, talk to the family members. Tell them what your channel is, man, and where you could be reached, man.
Yeah, man. If you guys want to follow me, I mean, hey, I'm not biased. Even listen to this on my pregame show. I picked the Saints to win, actually. And everyone, sometimes they hate that, like I'm going to be straight on. I'm going to be honest and give my opinion. A lot of people don't like it, especially when they're Titan fans. All they want to do is they want to hear the Titans are going to win. They think the Titans are going to go undefeated. Okay. I'm more realistic on that aspect. I do think that the Saints are going to win. it's gonna be a close matchup. But unfortunately, I know my Titans, man. I know how they work. But if you want to follow me, the YouTube channel is called Mr. Titan. Love to have you guys on. I love New Orleans. Hell, I was supposed to be at that game this weekend. Unfortunately, things got in the way. But I live in Dallas, Texas, so I'm only a couple of hours away from New Orleans. And again, let me tell you, I'm a food person, so you can't go wrong with eating in New Orleans, man. I love it. I'm telling you, like I'll just go. I don't even have to go to the game. I'll just go get some food and I'll come back, man. I love that. I love the city, so it's a great little town, man.
That's Mr. Titan, man. He talking that real, man. Hey, listen, the man is a diehard, man, and he's picking against his team. He gonna have a lot of Titan family members upset, but you got to call it how you feel, man. And we're not gonna win every game. That's the reality. So sometimes he's right, and this is a test for us as well, man. It's a lot of stuff to be figured out here. So anyway, Mr. Titan, man, appreciate you popping in, man. And for all the family members, y'all sub to his channel, Mr. Titan Show on YouTube. I'm gonna be doing. I think they were telling me that we're gonna do, you got the recap, which is Monday.
Yeah, the post game, man. Talk about how I was right, and everyone's gonna hate me in the comments. But it's whatever, Like I kind of you kind of roll with the punches after a while.
Yes.
You get people being like, I thought this was a Titans channel. I'm like, because I picked the other team because I think they're better than us, or what? Like I don't. People are strange, man, but it is.
I know. Yeah, when you do it as long as I have, man, I'm telling you, you hear it all, my friend. You hear it all, my friend.
Yeah.
You hear it all and you see it all.
Yeah.
So y'all check them out. So when is the post game for? What day is it? Is Monday? You say Monday?
So yeah, either Sunday or Monday. But a Sunday, I'm actually driving my mom to Memphis. And that's about 6 hours from me here from Dallas. So it really depends. If you guys want to do it Sunday night or I'm off work Monday. So anytime Monday, I know they said, I think after 7, which is cool with me as long as, we get something going on. And we can bring, like I said, you can bring your Saint fans and they can comment and you can bash me. Like with the Titan fans, they're probably going to bash me because I picked
Titan. Let me tell you something, man. When I show up, the family coming with me, so that's how I go.
That's what I love, and that's the coolest thing about I think is collabing with other YouTubers and stuff. Not only that, man, it's just that you get the insight on that fan base, and listen to this, man. This was crazy. I did it last year. This was I had a Buffalo YouTuber. I went on his show, and Bill's Mafia is crazy, okay? And I stubbornly decided to take a bet. I go, hey, man, let's do a bet. I think we could do a bet. He's like, yeah, what do you want to do as a bet? I go, hey, if the Titans lose, you just gotta, you gotta jump through a table, and if the Bills lose, I'll jump through a table. It'll be fun, like it'll be fun, right? And he's like, yeah, sure. And they were like, oh, you better make your bet, Mr. Titan, this and that. Well, let me tell you, my friend, if you remember that, you can even put the scoreboard of the Titans versus Bills game last year. I think it was like the second or third game of the season. The Bills destroyed the Titans. And I was like, it wasn't even close. And I was like, damn, I'm like, I got to jump through a table. I'm like, man, I had a new table and stuff, but guess what? I went outside, I filmed myself.
No, you didn't.
And I jumped through the table, man. Well, first of all, I was drinking at 10 in the morning. I took a sip of my beer, I found my ladder, and I jumped off. And it wasn't too bad, but you know what? The people, look at that. I was so upset with that. Yeah, man, it was bad. It wasn't even close. They just destroyed us. And I was like, geez, now I really look bad because I was, like I said, I was confident in my team. I was like, yeah, we're gonna win. Let's go. Yeah, let's do the bet. And let me tell you, he edited the video and everything and put quotes on like, oh man, it was funny. But I had a lot of Bills fans, after that, like, commenting on myself, like, hey, respect. And Bills fans are cool. And I think that's the coolest part is just not only collaborating with people, but like interacting with their fan base. As long as they're cool, like I said, I don't like talking crap. I'm not one to talk crap. I'm kind of, it is what it is, you know? If I think my team's going to win, I think my team's going to win. If I don't, I'll say it. So it was one of those things. It's pretty funny. I'll send you the video later on. It's pretty funny though, but I layered myself because I didn't know if it was going to hurt. So I had like 3 sweatpants and 2 hoodies because I was like, if I'm gonna break my bone, because I went up to the top of the stairs. I was like, it was funny, man. Yeah, it was funny, but you know what? I ain't doing no bets with you, all right? I think the same thing.
I thought you was gonna say where. See, I usually, I if somebody bet me, like we have an Atlanta Falcon person, Big Low. Shout out to my boy Big Low, who bet me. This was his idea. He bet me, hey, you know, Q, hey, listen, if we lose, you know, I'll wear some Saints gear. If you lose, you wear some Atlanta gear. So, you know, that I said, that's fine. That's cool. So he lost. He had to wear Saints gear. But the thing is, he potted. And I was going to say, you know, for this year, he did one show with the Saints gear on. Like this show, if you lose, you got to pot the whole week.
Oh, nice.
You know, that's as crazy as I would go. I ain't jumping through no damn table.
No. Well, the other thing is, the Bills fans do like some weird shit too, where they like spray like I think like ketchup and like mustard on each other. I don't know. That's that. I'm like, yeah. No, they're wild. They're wild. I won't do that. I'll jump through a table, but I'm not doing that. None of the other crazy shit. You know. Look, Miss Crime says she usually dresses out game day. And now I haven't. All right, there we go. That's what's up.
Go ahead, Barbara.
There we go. That's cool.
But hey, man, listen, man. Shout out to Mr. Titan, man. One of the coolest Tennessee Titan family member out there, man. Appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna pop up on your post game. Just let me know. Send a link. We'll be there. And listen, from the entire Who Dat Nation here, the Great Saint Think Tank, we appreciate you popping in, my man. And we'll be looking forward to podding with you in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I like to say who dat. I love that. That's cool.
All right. Come on.
You know who does that? Who the hell? Who's the other team that does it kind of? Oh, the Bengals. They do it who day, and it's terrible.
It
is. I hate it. Trust me. Like that's one of the things I hate the most is Bengal fans because we had to deal with them twice last year, and they're terrible. You know. Oh man, but this disrespect is real. 41-10. Okay, hold on now. All right, hold on, man. Slow down. No, I'm kidding. Hey, it's your opinion. If you think so, it is what it is. But thank you again. Thank you so much for having me on, man. I appreciate it and look forward to talking to you more, man. All right.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Same here, man.
Right,
we'll see you later, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. All right, that's Mr. Titan, man. Shout out to Mr. Titan, man. Super cool dude, man. Chiming in with the Who Dat Nation. Even gave us a Who Dat. Man, it's hard to be mad at somebody when they're super cool like that, man. So shout out